Tom Morgan, Master Home Inspector and founder of Sound Home Inspection, is here today to inform us on the ins and outs of septic systems. Tom is licensed in Connecticut and Rhode Island and has some interesting tips to share with us today.
We've got an interesting subject matter. It's not the most pleasant subject matter we deal with, but it's a system within a house. If they fail, if they need repairs, we're talking 15 to 30,000. So that usually gets everybody's attention in the transaction. Buyers, agents, everyone's involved in this decision process. So we're in a basement in a beautiful house. What's interesting is the house is older. They had cast iron here initially. Then they did some modifications and they attached or secured plastic Schedule 40. This is the normal means of connection. This is called a Band-Aid or a Fernco. The waste system functions on gravity. We can see that. This pipe is higher here than this point. There's really no pressure on these waste systems. The waste is flowing out of the house. It's flowing through different sized pipes. Toilets are always on a 3-inch. It's going through here. They got some plastic tied in. Of importance to the septic man and the plumber is they have a clean out here. It looks like a huge nut that my hand's on. If we get blockage between the house and the septic tank, whomever's employed to do this, roto-rooter, plumber, septic man, he can back this off with a big wrench and get access. We like this installation. They have pipe hangers. They've got clearance here, and the pitch is correct. Here you're coming down, you got a 2-inch, probably coming from a shower. They got a clean out here. Good installation. From here, we're going to move to the actual tank in the field. One of the challenging parts for the agents and for the inspector is where is the tank? It's always an issue. We're lucky today that the agent provided us a map of where the tank is. It's difficult to find it, and we're going to walk you through in a few minutes the procedures to locate the tank. To do the inspection, we got to find the tank, number one. We have to unearth the covers, and we have to put a mirror in there, and we'll show you that in a few moments. Although we have a map, sometimes the maps are not available. So what we're illustrating, if we don't have a map, this is what we do. We're probing. Got the tank. Believe it or not, if you've been doing this long enough, you can ascertain the difference between a rock and concrete. This is concrete. So we know we're on the top of the tank. We don't know whether we're on the inlet or the outlet, but the next process, we will start to dig and show you another function. With the map that's been provided, we've taken a triangulation from 2 corners of the house. We've got 2 tapes. We've brought the tapes together, and we've zeroed in on the tank. Now we can unearth the tank. As a last resort, if we cannot locate the septic tank, either with the map provided by the agent or the homeowner, B, by probing the ground as previously illustrated, or taking a triangulation from the side of the house of the deck, then we proceed to use this 2 devices. This is a radio transmitter. We will depress this button. We're going to throw it down the toilet. It sends up a low frequency, and it's audible through this device. So now we've activated this. We throw this in the toilet, flush the toilet. That transmitter then will disappear through the toilet, through the waste line, and we'll go outside and we'll show you the next sequence to locating the tank. Now we're outside. We're using our device. The transmitter has been flushed in the toilet. The closer we get to the tank, the audible noise increases, and we have a gauge on our device that shows where we are. It's getting remote here, but as I advance, it's getting louder. So here we are, right here. We know the tank is within 6 inches of this location. So we've located the tank. We've shoveled the earth off the top of the tank. Well, our important consideration is here, the tank is greater than 12 inches below grade. In the state of Connecticut, on an existing system, if you do any work, pumping, inspecting, you must install a collar, like on my jacket. Cylindrical round device that'll save people from digging again. So this tank is about 2 feet below grade. We'll evidence that. We're just using this rod as a method to show level. You can see here, it's approximately 2 feet below grade. So a collar or riser will need to be installed on this. So we're taking this strap, we're wrapping it around a steel bar to get some leverage to lift the tank. We're putting a hitch here with a strap, snubbing it up, and then when we have leverage, we're not breaking our back, picking up the cover to the tank. And the top of the tank, when it's precast in the concrete factory, has a big lift ring. So we put our hook through the lift ring. We're going to lift up the top of the tank. I'm going to break it first. Now we're going to lift it up and walk it back. I'm going to set it down. So now we're looking inward to the tank. It's vital that the system in the tank not be pumped prior to the inspection. The reason for that is the component of the septic system that has the propensity to fail is the leaching field, generally not the tank. So if the agent pumps or calls a pumper and we pump prior to doing the inspection, we don't know the condition of the leaching field, and what we're going to do in the inspection is we flood water from the bathroom fixtures into the tank, and we monitor if the level rises or falls or remains constant. That's the critical issue, that how we determine the functionality of the leaching field. And we use a mirror to look into the tank. So we have the mirror, we have a flashlight. We're looking into the tank. We're checking the baffles, we're checking the outlets. One thing on this tank, the operating level is fairly elevated, which means that we've probably got restriction in the leaching field. If we have restriction in the leaching field, it doesn't mandate that we replace the tank. It's usually excavating the leaching field and putting a new leaching field in, generally in the range of 12 to 15,000, depending upon the soil type. In the 50s and 60s, it was called a trench and galley system. They'd bring a backhoe in, they'd create a trench about this wide, about this deep. They'd put crushed stone in it. They'd put a 5-inch circular pipe with perforated holes. Today, we have new technology. They're called infiltrators. They're large plastic extruded domes, probably 2 feet wide, 18 inches high. The advantage of the infiltrators, we do not need as much lineal footage. It doesn't take up as much of the yard, and it's a faster installation. So on an existing system, if the trench and galley leaching system has failed or needs to be replaced, we'd put these plastic infiltrators. When the solid pipe leaves the tank, before it gets into the leaching field, it goes into a D-box. This is a new plastic D-box. There's a top on it. There's a pipe that comes in where my arm goes in through here. Then the distribution to the leaching field goes through these imaginary holes. There's a pipe that's installed in there. This is a filter. In a brand new tank, this is submerged into the tank. This is the waste going to the leaching field. The waste flows up from the bottom of the tank into this filter. This filter is removed by the pumper. This is in the tank. He puts a hook in it, pulls this out. This remains in the tank. The scum or effluent gets caught in these serrated edges, so it doesn't go into the leaching field. When he pulls this out, he takes a hose, washes this off, cleans it, then reinserts this into this holder inside the tank. This is a new construction, not an existing system. So we've attempted to locate the D-box, but there's so much groundwater here, and the leaching field has failed. So we've got groundwater and wastewater rising up to the surface we cannot locate the D-box. The bleaching field is back flushing and the water is rising. It's about this deep. In summary, the lesson we learned today with that bubbling up D-box is that homeowner neglected to do maintenance on the tank. Maintenance is pumping and non-abuse of the septic system because he's faced with a large monetary expense for either replacement of the leaching field or replacement of the tank.
We hope you enjoyed Tom's insights on inspecting a home septic system. Special thanks to Tom Morgan from Sound Home Inspection. Thanks for watching.